so one thing Eric and I wanted to do is we wanted to answer some common questions about real estate, whether buying or selling, and so we actually posed the question out to Facebook, to social media, to find out what are the top questions on people's minds right now. So actually the first question that we got was from my cousin Bonnie, and she asked, what can we do to make a house sell faster? So we're going to dive into that. So tune in, listen up for the 5 things that we think sell a house the fastest.
Well, thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to talk about those 5 things that help your house sell faster and for more money. And
While you spend
less money out of your own pocket. Nice job. So we're really trying to bring some value here. So anytime you guys have any questions or anything like, oh, what's this about? Buying, selling, anything real estate related? Here specifically for Jacksonville, because everything changes in different parts of the United States.
Yeah.
We'd love to be able to answer them. So with that being said, we're going to start answering Bonnie's questions. So Katie, what helps sell a house faster and for more?
Well, it's kind of it's a broad question. So first I want to start and just say that the macro level, right? Like what sells a house when you're down to it? And I've identified those areas as your location, the price in which you want to sell your house, the condition in your house, and the terms. So those are kind of like the broad brush, what actually sells a house.
So big 4 things there. I think one of the ones we really want to nail into is the condition. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Well, condition's kind of funny because it's like a word that we just throw out there and it can mean a lot of different things. To me, I kind of see it as both an art and a science. So the science of it first is the condition of your home. Have you been a good homeowner? When you go to sell your house, it's kind of like your report card. Did you maintain your house properly? And what I mean by that, did you keep it clean? Did you update your caulking? Caulking is that the sealant that goes around your plumbing fixtures, on your countertops, along the base of your toilet. You know, did you look at those things? Did you keep that clean? Did you keep your baseboards clean? Did you change out your AC filter? Did you get it serviced? Do you have active leaks that you haven't addressed? You know, just did you maintain your home? So the textbook answer is you need to maintain your home. And so sometimes we get the question of like, well, my AC's getting older, should I replace it?
Yes.
But this video is to spend the least amount of money, right?
Yeah.
So I would say, in order to put your house on the market, you need to have everything working, okay? If you don't have hot water, then you need to buy a new hot water heater. It's just plain and simple. Those are never the expenses that are fun.
So would you say it's not like you're not upgrading by putting a new roof on your house? You're not upgrading by putting an AC? Is it maintenance? Would you say
I don't
it's
consider that an upgrade. And some
No.
people might disagree with me, but that's home maintenance.
Yeah, I agree.
So I feel like that's something you need to have been doing this whole time. So we're going to get into kind of the fun, the art of it, the upgrades later. But for me, you need to restore everything to working condition. And maybe you don't want to buy a whole new AC. That's okay. A buyer may, after their inspection, they may ask for one anyway. You know, so there's some ways to combat it though. It's working now. I'll get it serviced. I'll get it cleaned out. And then here's a home warranty. So there's ways around those systems if you don't want to spend, you know, the money that you've saved to get your house ready to go entirely on a new AC.
Yeah. So I think what we're trying to do here is like, hey, before we get into like the fun, cool little things with selling your house, you know, we're looking at the HGTV stuff. We're talking about the big maintenance items. So like the condition of the house has a bunch of little things like Katie's talking about, the roof, the HVAC, the water heater, you know, like proper servicing. But if those are ready to go, Katie, can you tell us maybe like the top 5 things that help sell a house faster?
Yeah, so now that we've talked about like, we're ground zero.
Ground zero, okay.
So ground zero is your house is maintained, it's in working condition, you have hot water, you have no active leaks, it's a safe house. So that's ground zero. So now getting into the kind of the fun things or the art, I would say, first you need, well, let's go through the part. So your walls, your floors, your kitchen, and your bathrooms. That is what shoppers are looking for right now.
So what do you mean by your walls?
So you need neutral paint color. So you can't have like, well, I don't say you can't, because you can, and people do it, but you know, the hot pink, the red, the dark deep red, or the brown, the lime green, you know, those really crazy bold colors are are just going to kill you.
And is that because, like, I guess what we're trying to get to here is like, what does that provide for the buyer? Like when you have that neutral color, what does that really give? I don't know.
So when a buyer walks into your home, they want to imagine themselves in there. And the best way to do that is to be as neutral as possible. So we're talking like the grays, the light grays, the beiges, or the greige. That's kind of
That's a fun word.
The greige. So when you have I remember we were talking to a seller, this was a couple years ago. He had a hot pink room and a blue room. And he's just like, well, what if the buyers have a boy and a girl? It's like, well, maybe they will. But now you just took like your whole funnel of possible buyers. Now you're just marketing specifically to a family with a boy and a girl, specifically to a boy and a girl who like hot pink and who like blue. Mm-hmm. You know, we want to be as appealing to everybody as possible because it will increase your chances of getting more offers and increase your chances of getting an offer that you like. So for me, paint is number one. It has to be done. It has to be neutral throughout, preferably one color throughout the entire house.
Okay. So I guess at the end of the day, you're saying new color, fresh paint, so you can be move-in ready for somebody.
Right.
That way they're just coming in, they don't have to worry about like, I just move all my furniture and I have to paint walls later down the road.
Right, and you know, for most of us, if we have a kid or a dog or you know, things get scuffed up, dent marks here, a fresh coat of paint is going to smell really good. It's going to give the illusion of a newer home, a well-maintained home, and it will just be clean and ready to go.
Gotcha. Okay, so from walls, you said floors were next?
Floors, yes.
All right, so
yes.
what does that mean?
So
Floors.
in our hunt with buyers, everyone wants no carpet.
Carpet's out.
Everyone's like, why would anybody put carpet in, right? It's like, well, because it's cheap.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're down to it, it's cheaper. So I would say carpet in bedrooms is okay. I'm actually in the camp of I actually like carpet in the bedrooms. Most people understand that carpet will be in the bedroom, and that's okay. But people are looking for hard flooring in the main areas, the kitchen areas, not just the wet areas, but the living room and the dining room, right? So right now, it's like, okay, well, what hard floor do I choose from, right? Should I get hardwood floors? Well, probably not, unless
it's your forever home.
Unless it's for your forever home, but hardwood actually
we're thinking about selling right now.
We're thinking about selling, yes. So I recommend the luxury vinyl plank.
I love it. I love that product.
Yeah. So it's waterproof. It's pretty scratch proof.
Now, when you say vinyl, is this the stuff we're rolling out, like the linoleum?
The sheet?
The sheet? Is
No,
that
no, and that is cheaper. But I'm talking about it. Actually, they come in planks of all varying sizes. And I would recommend having somebody come in and install it just because it takes a certain amount of cuts, and you're actually probably going to save on your materials that way than trying to do it yourself, unless you know what you're doing. So they'll install it for you, and it looks like wood, but it's not wood, it's vinyl.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Now, would you I guess, are there different colors you're looking for when you're installing your vinyl plank or your laminate plank?
It needs to all fit together with your wall color, your cabinet color, your countertop color.
Okay.
So it needs to all kind of fit the themes.
It's too general a question.
Yeah.
Or too specific, I guess.
think as close to a wood color as possible.
Okay.
I think, you don't want to go too light. I think light is not really in right now. So like a medium to a dark brown. Or even if you do the ceramic wood look tile, you could even go gray. But the problem with ceramic wood look tile is it's expensive.
Very expensive. And that's probably not something you're going to be using and forking out right now for the least amount of money coming out of your pocket.
Right. And vinyl plank, depending on your square footage, that could be installed in one day.
Yeah.
The tile could take a longer time because they have to. It just takes more skill.
You're not going to get much return on your investment on that.
Yeah.
Because it's not that expensive. Okay, so we just covered the walls. So really just paint neutral color was the main theme there. Then we talked about the flooring, get carpet out of the main traffic areas.
Yes.
If you do have, and you can't replace your carpet, let's say maybe you got some tears in your bedrooms, are there any tips, tricks, any recommendations you have?
Definitely a professional cleaning, especially if you have a dog. And it's so hard because we have our dog, and your nose just goes accustomed to your dog's scent. So bring in somebody from the outside, like, hey, do my carpets smell like dog in a bad way?
Yeah.
And
just tell me the truth.
Just tell me the truth, and you can't get emotional about it. A lot of people get emotional about their pets. I get it. I love my pet too. But is your pet worth losing thousands of dollars on your home sale? Your greatest investment, so that's, you got to kind of to weigh it out. But definitely get your carpets professionally cleaned. You can even get them tightened if they're crimped. And then also a pro tip for the vinyl plank: if you're opening your front door and it can kind of go to the back, the design specialists say that you should lay it long ways, so that when you're walking in, it draws your attention into the home rather than east to west, north south versus east to west. I guess
parallel versus perpendicular. That's my brain coming.
Parallel versus So
she's more artsy.
Yeah, and if you want to know, if you want to double check, you find a model home.
Oh my goodness,
and just see how they lay their floors, because it's right.
That's a great pro tip. I like that. Okay, so we're moving on from the walls, floors. You said kitchens.
I put kitchen next because the kitchen is really important to people right now. It's where you eat, it's where you live, it's the heart of the home. People are looking at the kitchen. It's also the most intriguing place in a home when it's vacant, because there's actually things in the kitchen versus everywhere else there's nothing in there. So it draws your eye because it has things to look at. The reason it's third is because I think paint and flooring is so important, and then it kind of is a large gap between floors to kitchen. So if you're gonna really go above and beyond, now let's take a look at our kitchen. So kitchens are made up of countertops, cabinets, appliances. You could also say backsplash. Backsplashes aren't exactly selling or not selling. So really the most cost-effective ways to add value to your kitchen: update your faucet. Like if you can get a really cool dramatic kitchen sink faucet, that could be a really cost-effective way to add dynamics to your kitchen. You could change out the hardware on your cabinets. But what we're finding right now is very basic solid surface counters are okay. People forgive that if the floors are good and it's clean.
I think you hit it right there. Like being clean, everything's
essential.
forgiven. You know, it's a clean kitchen, clean appliances. I mean, open up your oven, make sure that's clean. Your microwave, your fridge. I'll tell you what. Even your dishwasher. I've seen some dirty dishwashers. People are like, whoa. So, and again, we're telling you these things. These are simple little tips that you can do to get your house ready, be clean. If you have to do some updating, what would you say? Like color? Would you paint your cabinets?
Maybe. Right now, the lighter oak color cabinet, which was really popular in like the early 2000s, late 90s, is not popular right now. What's really popular is either a dark espresso or a white or an off-white. If you can paint and you have the patience to paint your cabinets and you can make it look good, and you have to use the proper paint and the proper brushes, definitely research it. Don't just slap some paint on it. Then you really could make it look nice. Especially if you have a smaller kitchen, a white cabinet will really make it look bigger. So if you do have the patience and the time, painting the cabinets could be a really good option.
So my last question regarding the kitchen. Mm-hmm. So if I had a certain budget and I couldn't spend that much money, what would you tell me, like between my countertops, my cabinets, and my appliance package? Okay. What would you say?
I think I would take a look at my appliances.
Okay.
Yeah, I would take a look at my appliances. People are really impressed with really great refrigerators. Mm-hmm. So if you want to spend, in a really nice refrigerator, you could get for $1,500. Yeah. The kind, the French door opening with the freezer on bottom. People are really impressed with refrigerators. So I would go with the appliances before, unless your countertops are like emerald green or blue.
Oh, we've seen those.
Yeah.
Those are tough.
Yeah. So if they're like a really odd eyesore of a color, then you may
time to bring it up to the 2010s.
Yeah. You may want to consider your countertop.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So we've already covered walls, covered floors, covered kitchens. Now I think finally you said bathrooms?
The bathrooms,
okay.
Yep. So bathrooms are kind of last or fourth on our list because, yeah, it's important and it needs to be clean, absolutely, but I wouldn't spend all of my money or much of it in the bathrooms, especially the secondary bathrooms. If you're going to spend your money, spend it on your master bathroom, because that's who's buying the house.
Right.
Is the master of the house. That's their bathroom. So really cost-effective ways to really make your bathroom stand out. Again, faucets and fixtures. You can change out the light fixtures. You can change out the mirrors. You can paint it a cool color. You can add floating shelves. So there's a bunch of ways to add dynamic to your bathroom without renovating the whole thing. And again, clean. Smells clean, looks clean. Grout is fresh. Caulking is fresh. Everything is clean cut. Because what a clean home signals to a buyer was this home was well cared for and well maintained.
Okay. I love that.
Yeah.
All that stuff is so. I just keep hearing it over and over again. Really, cleanliness. Maybe it was probably
people shop with their noses. I mean, really, and I guess their eyes too.
Yeah.
So it's so
Move-in
important.
ready, clean.
Move-in ready. And I get this all the time. People are like, well, why would I change out my floors?
Yeah.
Or why would I paint if they're going to come in here and change it out to what they want anyway? Okay, but put yourself in their shoes. So what they want to do when they move in, the first thing they want to do is not have to paint. Most average people are buying homes to move into, start their new job, get their kids in school, get moved in, get unpacked. They don't want to take on a project.
Right.
And I know HGTV is really popular right now with home renovations and tearing down walls, but I gotta tell you, like, it's better to just make it move-in ready.
Yeah. All day. And then
You
let
will
them
win.
customize it.
And let them custom on their own
Yeah.
time, on their own terms. And
Exactly.
also, buying a house is expensive. People are broke.
Yeah.
They're not going to have a bunch of money to just spend on painting and repairing everything. And they just really want to move in and get their life started in their new place.
Yeah. That's good. So I think when we started off, we did say there was 5. I think we just talked about 4. What's that 5th one?
So the 5th thing I would say is your yard, your curb appeal, the land. If you have a fence or can kind of close off a fence pretty easily, that's a really good idea. Buyers are really looking for fences because fences are really expensive.
Really expensive.
So if they can find a house that already has one, that's like easy. And then of course remember, for those of us who kind of park in our garage and go in our homes the back way, remember that a potential buyer is coming in off the road, walking the sidewalk up to your front door, and that's where they're going to enter your home. So sweep it off, dust off the cobwebs.
It's a good
I know, take a look up, make sure that there's no
Cobwebs.
webs and, or beehive.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wasp nests are everywhere.
Keep it inviting, put a welcome mat down and sweep it, just wipe it down, dust it down. Mow your grass, weed, keep it really nice and trimmed. No one likes to dodge bushes as they're trying to get to the front door. So you make your first impression from outside.
Yeah. And these are all huge tips, guys, because as soon as the house comes on the market, it's got the maximum attention. And there's a pool of buyers that are waiting to come in, and you want to make sure you just brought your house to life. And with these 4 tips right here, you're really going to impress the buyers that are coming through, because you may only get one shot. The reason we're really trying to make sure we're move-in ready and clean is because you're not competing against other homes that are in the neighborhood. You're competing against the neighborhoods that are across the street that are brand new. A lot of new construction in the area, and these guys they've done everything we just talked about. It's neutral colors. They've got the flooring. They've got the smells, and so you want to make sure that you're competing against them. You're competing against your neighbor, and you've got the best house out there.
Right.
So I think if we had to leave you with one thing, make sure it's move-in ready.
Move-in ready and clean, including pet odor.
And pet odor. I know, that's the top one.
If you do nothing else, clean your house,
Clean your house.
declutter,
And paint.
and please paint. I know, I'm like, please paint your baseboards at the minimum.
Yeah.
Make sure those are clean and white.
Well, I think that's it. I mean, thank you so much for tuning in to our tips, tricks, info.
Insider,
Yeah.
real field research. I feel like this has been several years accumulating this information together. So we just wanted to share it with you. If you have any questions about anything, or you want to take a picture of your kitchen and hey, what would you do in here?
Right.
Feel free to send it. I mean, we want to help you, and we want to make sure you get the highest return and not waste your money on an over improvement, but put your dollars in the right spot to get the best bang for your buck.
All right, well, thanks, Katie. Appreciate it. You did great. All right, bye, guys.
Bye.